Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I have an adorable card. But let's be honest, we have so much to talk about. So much has happened. Oh my goodness. So I have this adorable shaker card, which I just love, and it's so easy to make. I can't wait to share with you how easy it is. But we have got to talk about all kinds of things today. I mean, first of all, I did this card last week. You might have caught the video. And I was really worried that people would be offended or find this in bad taste. But oh my gosh, you guys have been so sweet to me. I have never had as many comments on a video as I did for this one. And you said the funniest things and loved it. And oh, thank you. That just was so, so sweet. I really, really appreciate all the kind things you said to me. I'm so excited about it. But I have to tell you, it's really funny because it was kind of like foreshadowing, if you will, of what occurred with my family this weekend. So I took 2 days off. I have not done that in a month, and I was so excited. We have a cabin, and we have not been up there much because my daughter's been working with the detasseling, and we've had family events, and we just haven't been there. So long story short, we were going this weekend. Okay. And by the way, all the details for this stuff is going to be on my blog, but let me share with you how this all comes together because it's pretty awesome. So you want to start with your top layer, and I cut a circle out of it using our layering circle framelits. I used this one right here. It's probably the second to largest size. And then what I am going to do is have a piece of white cardstock to be on the base, but I need to prepare this first. And I will get to my foreshadowing of my weekend stories in just a moment. So I need to stamp the confetti. And by the way, we're using the Party with Cake stamp set, and this comes in a bundle with those fun pop-up framelits. Love that set. But I really love the shaker I done. And we have this new shaker stuff. And by stuff, I mean, it's actually the little foam strips. I tell you, every time I go to shoot the video, my brain turns off and words do not come. Okay, so I stamped the confetti in the background. Okay, this is Bermuda Bay. I've got my plain piece of white cardstock below. Now what I need to do is adhere to a window. Now this is a really important step because you have no shaker card if there's nothing to contain the shaker stuff, right? So what I'm going to do is actually adhere the piece of window sheet to my card. And to do that, I'm just going to go around the edges. And you want to get a good seal because you don't want anything coming out. Okay, so I've got adhesive all the way around, and I sometimes if you go off the edge, you can just kind of roll it in and then it'll be fine. Okay, so I've got this. Now, depending on your level of analness, you might want to buff and shine your shaker card just a little. So I noticed I had a big fingerprint, and you can just buff that right out. Okay. Now, turning this back over, the next thing I need to do is prepare the shaker. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to use these awesome foam adhesive strips, and they are super awesome. I'm going to pull one whole one off. They come on this backing sheet. You can see I've been using mine. I did them in a class. It was pretty awesome, I might just say. Okay, now what I want to do is leave a little bit of space around the edge so that I don't see the shaker, you know, I don't want to see all of it sticking out. When I look through the shaker, I don't want to see the foam is what I'm trying to say, but not very well. Okay, so you just go all the way around the edge, and then the nice thing is that these are so good and long. You'll have a little extra, so you can just trim that off. And you really want to make sure they butt right up against, because again, you don't want anything falling out of your shaker. That would be bad. Okay, so there we have it. And that is the beauty of these foam strips, is they're skinny enough that they will just curve right around. And of course, save that piece because you can use it for, I mean, if nothing else, as just a pop-up. So check out how awesome that is. Okay, now we have to fill our shaker up with something. So I picked, in this case, some of our Bright's sequin assortment. Now here's where you can get a little carried away. I kind of dumped a lot in my sample here. I don't think you need quite as many as I dumped in there. So, you know, this is that much. I don't know what you would call that. A teaspoon, maybe? It's hard to say. But you don't need a huge amount, because otherwise, if you get too much in there, it won't shake very well. Actually, I think mine has too much, my sample. So hopefully this one looks a little better. Now I have a piece of white cardstock that I'm going to mount right over the top, and I just cut it a little bit smaller than my piece of cardstock so it won't show through. Now look at that. How awesome is it? And the cool thing is it sort of, there's a little bit of static cling action, so you can see it sort of sticks to the window sheet, which actually I think is fun because then you see the stuff is a little more 3D. Okay, so we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to make our cake. So I have the cake stamp and the cake candle, because of course you need a candle. So while I stamp and cut this out, let me just tell you about my weekend. So we go to our cabin, which is really great. It's a couple hours away from us, and it's near the Mississippi River. And we go out and find ourselves a little beach to hang out on Saturday. And of course, we pull up to the beach, and my son, who's 10, you may have heard him. In fact, he was in the Aw Crap video. Sorry, I will say it right. Aw crap. There you go. Anyway, he says he has to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay. So he jumps off the boat and he runs up into the woods a little bit on this beach. And P.S., we're the only ones on this beach. I just want to make sure that I stress that point. Anyway, he is up there, and then he comes back and asks for a shovel. And I'm like, what does he need? You know, well, at first I thought, oh, he's going to go play. He's going to build something and play in the sand. That's great. And then he goes and runs off. And I said, what are you doing? And he goes, well, I have to bury my poo. And I thought, like, seriously, really? Oh, dear. So he did, thank goodness. But he pooped on the beach and he had to go bury it. And, of course, all I have are visions from, do you remember the movie Up, where the kid goes in with the shovel and he says to the old guy, he's like, is it before or after? And then he yells from the woods, he's like, it's before. So yeah, so I lived that this weekend. But now here is the more disturbing part. So before we even get to the beach, I forgot about this part because this was actually worse. We have my sweet dog Sophie, and she is we're getting her ready to go in the car, and she has this thing where she always poops on the dock as we're walking up to the boat, even if she's already gone, even if she doesn't need to go. She is a pooper. I mean, oh my gosh, it's kind of embarrassing and it's always awful. So like I bring supplies so I can clean up after this dog on the dock. Ugh. And everybody's always really nice. Whenever we see someone, they're always like, oh, ha, 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 even though I am, internally mortified beyond words. I mean, it's like, my gosh, my dog is embarrassing me. Seriously, my kids, sure, but my dog, no. Anyway, so we get out to the car, and she's always so excited to go on the boat. She's not a very good rider in the car, but she's always really excited to have the opportunity to go on the boat. So, okay, great. She's outside. We're trying to get her to go to the bathroom, to help prevent what. Okay, so I have my little strip here, and I need to stamp the Make-A-Wish in black. Now, back to my dog. So we're getting the dog out, or we're having the dog go potty before we get in the car to go to the boat. And of course, she gets in and she's all excited. And my husband puts the gas tank, gas can in because we're going to fill up, we need gas for the boat. And I smell something, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, it's the gas can." I said, "That does not smell like gas." I said, "It smells like poo." And of course, she pooed. No, I don't know if she pooed, but she had poo all over her. And I'm sorry, I should have warned you that this was going to it was going to get gross, but I mentioned the card, you should have known. Anyway, sorry. I'm just trimming this because I wanted it a little skinnier. So I've got Make-A-Wish, which I will add right here. Well, so she's in the car and she's a nervous rider, right? So my daughter likes to comfort her as she freaks out. And she's like, "What is this?" All of a sudden. So we've gone like half a mile in the car. And I keep thinking, "Oh my gosh, she's got poo on her." Well, what happened is either she pooed or she rolled in other poo. Ew. And she had it all over her fur, like up by her neck. And she's never done that kind of thing before. And she's 4, so it's not like she's a puppy or anything. Anyway, it was so gross. So, of course, we pulled over right away. Get out, and sure enough, it's all over her. So of course all we have are like napkins from McDonald's in the car, and it's about 10 minutes to get to the boat. So we wipe off what we can with the napkins, and then we go on the boat. And I bought a thing of Dawn dish soap because apparently that solves all the world's problems, as well as some wet wipes for us, like immediately, because ew. Oh my gosh. So my dog has poo on her. My kid poos and has to bury it on the beach. Oh my gosh. That was, so I'm telling you, my crap card was like truly foreshadowing. Okay. Now let me wrap up this card for you. I hope my stories entertain you. They're not meant to offend or disturb or disgust, but these are the things you have to deal with when you have a 10-year-old boy and a dog. I'm just saying. And it was funny because my daughter was so upset that there was poo on her. And I said, "Oh, honey, you've pooed on me many times." And she goes, "I feel a little better about that then." So, okay. So I have my half sheet of Melon Mambo cardstock, and then I added some Old Olive because that's some of the little sequins in here are Old Olive. So I'm just bringing all these bright, fun, happy colors together. I will adhere these 2 layers together, and then of course add this to my card. Now I have a feeling, I have not actually sent a shaker card yet in the mail, but I have a feeling they're going to charge you a little extra just because of the thickness. But I think this is going to mail like a dream because there's nothing that pokes out. It's super fun. It's super great. This would be so fun to get in the mail or with a gift or whatever. So I love it. So go over to my blog. All the details are here. Please, if you're there and you need to purchase any of these supplies, I would just love it if you would order them through me. It helps me bring more amazing videos, crazy stories, and fun to you every single week. I love doing this for you, but I really could use your support. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye.